Is Brian John, and I'm the author of the 8-volume Angel Mountain series, a series of novels written in West Wales, in the northern part of Pembrokeshire, in the area around the little mountain of Carningli and the town of Mort. The 8 novels have been very well received on the whole. I've had something like 100,000 copies sold in various formats, Kindle editions, in paperback, large print editions, and so on and so forth. And there are some exciting developments coming up before too long involving the issue of a complete series of books that are recorded, audio books in other words, which will shortly be published by the Australian company Bolinda, which has a very good reputation in the world of audiobooks. So that's quite exciting. But on these little chats, informal chats, which I shall do every now and then, I want to discuss some of the background material relating to the stories. I quite often get asked about where the stories came from, for example. Various other things that are of interest, such as why do I, as a fairly elderly grandfather, or why did I embark upon the task of writing a story originally in the voice of a pregnant and suicidal 18-year-old female? Sounds a little bit of a weird thing to do, but the short answer to that is that I had to do it. I'm also asked as well about where the stories came from, and that's a bit of a strange story in itself. And then there are topics like the supernatural component in the stories, which is quite strong, because one of the main characters in the stories is a wizard called Joseph Harris, and then there's another wizard who follows him, and another wizard who follows him, and Martha experiences life with all of them, one by one, by her side, helping her through some of her rather extraordinary adventures. Another topic I quite often asked about is the historical or social historical background. Why are the novels set in this area, and how did I try to build into them some of the information that I've accumulated over the years relating to historical events, real historical events, and also real places. Because one of the joys of being a novelist, being a writer of historical fiction, is that, of course, you can mix up fact and fiction in any proportion that you like, 10% to 90% or 40% to 60% or whatever. And the fun, of course, in the whole enterprise is that the reader never quite knows how much of it is true and how much of it is completely made up. So there are lots of different issues that we will explore over a series of sessions. I will try to advertise this on my normal Facebook page and inform people about what's going on. But it'll be nice to get feedback as well from readers. And of course, I want to give the opportunity to people to go to subscribe to my little newsletter. A lot of people haven't actually given their email addresses so that they could be entered on our mailing list. And as you know, there are very strict regulations these days about how these mailing lists should be operated. And so I have to be very careful about that. So essentially, people have to inform me that they would like to be on the mailing list. And we are expanding this mailing list all the time. And we keep in touch with with the members of the mailing list through an occasional Angel Mountain newsletter. So that's the sort of thing we shall be looking at. I look forward to having further small chats every now and then. But for the time being, cheerio, sleep tight, keep safe in these rather strange times. And I hope that everybody watching this evening keeps well and keeps away from this rather unfortunate virus that seems to be sweeping the world just now. Okay, so good night for now.